Gunfire, a standoff, and an officer killed. This breaking news in West Bloomfield is changing by the minute. It is a community tragedy. We have a team of reporters covering this difficult story, starting with SMITA, who's at the scene.
Yeah, where a standoff continues at the house where the officer was shot. SMITA, what do you know about the situation right now?
Well, Joanne, we have been here all morning long, and I can tell you that we are now going into the 14th hour of this situation. It all began with a shooting that left a 12-year veteran of the force dead, but those gunshots have rung well into the morning. Take a listen. Now, there were 3 prolonged rounds of gunfire, first at 8:33, then at 8:37, and again at 8:47. Now, police are telling us that the gunman has a large stock of ammunition in the house. This again began around 10 o'clock last night, and family members at the home in the 4000 block of Forest's Edge called 911 asking for help. They escaped before police got there, but still a single gunshot was heard. And that's why 5 police officers entered the home believing they were dealing with a suicide situation. They called the suspect's name several times but got no response. Then when police began to move upstairs, they were ambushed. Investigators say the officers never saw the suspect. Now, the picture that you're looking at is of 39-year-old Patrick O'Rourke of Fenton. We're told that he was like a jolly old Irishman and one of the nicest guys you could hope to meet. O'Rourke was a 12-year veteran of the force, a married man and a father of 4. Now, he had started out as a cadet within West Bloomfield and spent a few years on their surveillance and narcotics team. Since then, O'Rourke has become a highly decorated officer. We're told he has received a life-saving award, 3 certificates of merit, and 3 unit commendations. Now, yesterday, he was serving on his regular shift as a patrol officer.
More about what happened here. We're also learning a lot more about...
Everybody is holding it in right now because we have to get this job done. Once the job's done, I'm sure they'll show a lot more emotion.
Now, some of the other officers also suffered very minor injuries from shrapnel, which was actually just small bits of ammunition. At this time, we know police are using several methods to end the situation. They have used robots and tear gas. But right now, this is being handled by the Oakland County Sheriff's SWAT team. But we're also told that FBI and the Homeland Security officers are here, along with the MSP bomb squad. Now, as for the gunman, police are releasing few details, saying only that he is a middle-aged man. So again, we are dealing with a barricaded situation, a situation that started with the shooting death of 39-year-old Patrick O'Rourke, a 12-year veteran of the West Bloomfield Police. Again, this is a very active and dangerous situation. We are being told by police that they do believe this gunman is alive, and they are treating this as a very risky and dangerous situation. We'll, of course, keep you updated throughout the day. Live in West Bloomfield, SMITA KALOKHE, 7 Action News.
All right, SMITA, thank you very much, and we're going to switch live now to 7 Action News reporter Anu Prakash. She's at the West Bloomfield Police Station.
Yeah, I know that the neighbors were evacuated when this standoff developed last night. What can you tell us about that part of the story right now?
Well, Vic and Joanne, we're talking about a dozen families evacuated from that street and brought to the Township Hall, which is really close to the police department here. Some of those families had infants with them. It all happened in the middle of the night around 2 a.m. We spoke with one neighbor who said that it was such a frightening experience. She was sound asleep, but around 11 o'clock, she says she woke up when she heard 1 gunshot, and here's what she says happened next.
We started looking out our windows. We couldn't figure out what was going on, and then one neighbor called another, and then before you know it, we had the police calling us at our home, and they wanted to keep us safe. And they indicated that all of the neighbors needed to leave the neighborhood, and they came to our home. And they put us in the shuttle, all of the neighbors, and then they brought us here to the West Bloomfield Center, and they treated us very well. None of us have slept through the night, and it's very sad. Our neighbor, you know, when we spoke to him, he was a nice guy. So I don't know what happened, and it's just a very sad situation.
Again, about a dozen families evacuated from that street and brought to the Township Hall. All of those families have since found other places to go, but of course they cannot return home yet because that standoff is still going on. Reporting live in West Bloomfield, Anu Prakash, 7 Action News.